Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Melissa. I am a registered dietitian, and here on my channel we talk about all things food and nutrition and sometimes other stuff too. And today is one of those other days. Today we are doing a favorites video, which I like to do every so often to just kind of talk about some stuff besides food and nutrition. So today we're going to talk about just some of the things I have been enjoying over the last month or so. I have quite a few things to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. So I guess let's talk about skincare first. So the first thing I've been really enjoying is this Rose Water Facial Toner from Trader Joe's, actually. I can't remember where I saw this recommendation, but I kind of wanted a toner because I really don't have one. And I decided to give this one a try. It was pretty cheap. I don't remember the exact price, but it was not expensive. And I've had it for probably 2 or 3 months now, and I don't know if you can see, but I've only used like that much. So you just kind of, I spritz this all over my face after I wash my face. Does it actually do anything? I don't know, but it is enjoyable nonetheless. The other skincare product I've really been enjoying is this Bliss In the Honey Mega Moisture Lavender Honey Mask. And I got this at Target. Again, it was fairly inexpensive. I love a good moisture mask, and I feel like I have just been using up samples for a really long time. And it was finally time to buy a real adult-sized mask. So I tried this one, and I actually really like it. It's just, you know, your basic moisturizing mask. Put it on, leave it on for a little bit, and I do feel like my skin feels really moisturized afterward. So if you're looking for a good moisture mask that does not break the bank, this is a good one to try out. In terms of makeup, I have a couple products that kind of contradict each other. So the first is, I really like Samantha Ravndahl on YouTube. If you haven't watched her, then you definitely should. But she's been doing I think she calls it Project Throwback, where she just uses one palette for the entire month. And so I decided to try that because I don't have that many, but I definitely have more than I need. And I wanted to just try to use a couple palettes up because I don't really want to buy a new one until I have used up some of the ones I have. So I decided to try to use up my Lorac Pro palette. And I've been doing pretty well. I've hit pan on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades now. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive, I feel like. And yeah, I kind of enjoyed just trying to make different looks out of this palette, and just kind of using up this palette that I've had for a really long time. To contradict that, I did get a new palette. But this was only $7, so I kind of feel like it's okay. I don't remember where I saw this, but I ended up going and buying it from Ulta, and it is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Division palette, I guess. But it looks like this, and isn't this pretty? And this was only $7. Like, that's a steal. And I felt like it had a lot of colors that I don't have in any of my other palettes. It's got some really pretty greens. It's got a yellow in there. So I don't know. I kind of just felt like this was okay to buy this. But I've been really enjoying this for $7. I don't think you can beat it. And I feel like the formula is really good as well. So I would definitely recommend this if you're looking for something pretty inexpensive. And they had a couple other palettes too that looked really pretty, but I think a lot of the other palettes, I had similar colors, and I felt like this one was a little more unique to the things that I had. And then finally, I think I bought this before I decided to do the one palette for a month, but this is a ColourPop Jelly Match shadow in the shade Short Circuit. And I have been loving this. I mean, it's not something I use every day. It's a little intense for every day, but it's so satisfying. The texture of it is just so satisfying, and I really like the color, and yeah. I mean, ColourPop is always really inexpensive. I don't remember how much this was, but I would say at the most it was $7, but I feel like it was more like $5. So yeah, this has just been kind of a little fun addition, not necessarily an everyday thing, but something I just really wanted. This one you will have seen recently if you watched my snack video, but I have been loving roasted chickpeas. They have been pretty much my favorite snack for quite a while now. Like I said in that video, I just drizzle them with, I have been doing avocado oil and then just some spices. I think I normally do like garlic, salt, seasoned salt, cumin, paprika, just to make it a little like spicier. But yeah, they're super easy and they make a really, really good snack. And the other snack I've been enjoying probably over the last 2 weeks is these little cheese and pepperoni crisps. So they look like this, and you basically just put like a tiny little bit of cheese, like maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons of shredded cheese, and then put a little turkey pepperoni on top of it, and you bake it in the oven. And then it gets melty and crunchy, and it's so delicious. And I just have like 3 or 4 of these as a snack, and it is very delicious, and it's pretty filling as well. So super easy to make, and yeah, just something a little different. In terms of fashion favorites, I have 2, and neither of them are really that like really fashiony. But the first one is these motion sickness bracelets. So it must be a while since I've done a favorites video, because these are from, I got these for our Alaskan cruise, and they actually really worked for me. These were like $4 for a pack of 4 or something, and it's basically just this like elastic, but it's got like this little button on it that you put it on your wrist, and the button kind of pushes down on like your pressure point, and it's supposed to keep you from getting motion sick. And I mean, it could be all in my head. I mean, if you watched my last video, you know that I have a problem with anxiety, and I have a very strong like gut-brain connection. If I think I'm gonna be sick, then I am, and it's just a whole thing. So could be all in my head, but I don't think so. I think this really worked, and I only got seasick or like motion sick one time, and it was when it was really, really rough. But other than that, I was totally fine throughout the entire cruise. So, you know, like I said, it was like $4 for these on Amazon. So if you do find that you get motion sickness, it is definitely worth a shot. And then my other current fashion favorite is actually a person. So I have been following her for a while, but I recently just started kind of keeping up with her a little more, and that is Dearly Bethany. She has an Instagram, and she also has a YouTube channel, but she has kind of a capsule wardrobe, and she wears like sustainable brands and that sort of thing. Not necessarily her style that has been inspiring, it's more of just kind of what she does that's been inspiring to me. I love like all the neutrals that she wears, and I love how she has just such an edited down wardrobe, and it has really inspired me to kind of rework my wardrobe and only buy things that I know I'm gonna wear a lot. I've been trying to focus on just buying like neutrals and then finding like fun accessories to kind of spice things up a little bit. I don't have anything to show you now because I've only bought like 3 or 4 things, and I haven't worn any of them enough to be favorite, but just kind of the process of editing down my wardrobe, really trying to find my style, find clothes I feel good in and enjoy wearing, has been fun thus far. So hopefully I have some cool stuff, my next favorites video, to show you that I have got and that really work for me. All right, and then finally I have a couple random favorites. I have one like Twitter / Instagram that I love so much. It's called Thoughts of Dog, and it is the cutest thing I have ever seen. Every time I see it, I smile. It's basically a Twitter made by a dog, but I follow them on Instagram too, and basically the Instagram is just screenshots of the tweets, but I go on Instagram a lot more than Twitter, so I decided to follow them on Instagram, and it is just the cutest thing I've ever seen. Sometimes I think that my dog is running this account, so here's one of my favorites. Good morning. The human is trying to leave, but I'm touching them faster than they can use a lint roller. but I think it's hilarious, and literally every time I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see one, it makes me so happy and it instantly puts me in a good mood. So if you are a dog person, then I think that you should definitely follow them. I do have one new favorite podcast, and that is Armchair Expert, and the host is Dax Shepard, he was in Parenthood. He's married to Kristen Bell. He's really funny and I like him a lot. And it's kind of like WTF with Marc Maron, which I talked about maybe a couple favorites ago. So if you like celebrity interviews and stuff like that, you would like it. I think I just like the people on Armchair Expert a little better than the ones on the WTF, because Marc Maron interviews a lot more like stand-up comedians, people that I don't really know, whereas Dax Shepard, I think I've known like almost everyone that he's interviewed. So and it's really, I like listening to the interviews where it's, you know, a celebrity interviewing another celebrity. It tends to be a much more interesting conversation. He's also like super into mental health and taking care of your mental health. There have been a couple like things that he said that have been real aha moments for me, even though it's not like necessarily a serious moment or anything. He's just said some things that it's like, oh wow, I actually really feel that way and I never knew how to put it into words. But yeah, so I've been really enjoying that podcast. I have a couple shows. So the first is Glow. It's basically a show about a wrestling show. So Alison Brie's the main character and Marc Maron's in it actually. I think he does a really good job. But it's this girl who's trying to be an actress, and then she goes and auditions for this show that's about women's wrestling. It's really good. It's a comedy, but there's some like drama in there. It takes place in like the 80s, I want to say, so all the clothes and stuff are really funny, and yeah, I really like it. So if you are looking for a new show, I would definitely suggest that one. There's only 2 seasons, like I said, so it's not going to take you forever to watch. The other show, which I can't remember if I've mentioned this in a previous favorites, but The Good Place. I just think it's such a cute show. It's about 4 people who die. They go to the good place, and yeah, it's really funny. It's just like a 30-minute show, so it's really easy to watch. It's definitely like corny and stuff, but I think it's really cute and it's really funny. And the first 2 seasons are on Netflix and the 3rd season is on Hulu. So that's like on TV right now. But again, that's a really cute one, really easy to watch if you are looking for just kind of like a feel-good show. And then finally, I have one movie favorite, and that is Coco, which was so sweet. I've been wanting to watch it for a really long time and I just haven't gotten around to it. So then when we had the hurricane recently, we ended up watching it and it was so sweet. Definitely a tearjerker. It's an animated movie, basically about this little boy who is kind of transported to the land of the dead on the Day of the Dead, and he's trying to find his family, and about, you know, how people remembering you on Earth affects you in the afterlife as well. And it's just really, really sweet. All right, I think that is all that I have. I think I've blabbered on for long enough. I always try to make these videos shorter, but then I just have a lot of things to talk about. So yeah, I think that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.